In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 different places your future clients are hanging out waiting for you to discover them. Okay, so the first place is they're actually going right to your website. And that might sound very obvious, but here's the thing. More than likely, you are not actually capturing them when they are hitting your website. They finally get to your website, they search around a little bit, they might have some questions, something else might come up, and then they're gone. So the thing that's probably missing is you don't actually have that chat bot right there on your website that will allow you to have a conversation with them. Currently, there's probably a lot of chat bots out there where they're on your website, and if you don't get to them in time because you're a solopreneur or you aren't sitting there in front of your computer 24/7, once they're gone, once they click off your website, they're gone forever, unless they discover you later. But for the most part, they're gone forever. So what I recommend is for you to actually have a chatbot on your website that captures their phone number and their email. Over the past month, I have actually had conversations with anywhere from maybe 15, 20 different people where a percentage of them, I wanna say maybe 30% of them, ended up booking their headshot after having that conversation with me. And I just made it super easy because it's right there on my website, and I capture their phone number, and then we can text back and forth versus them waiting for me to be able to respond back, because they're not going to sit around on their computer forever waiting for you to respond back to them. So number 2, the second place is on YouTube. Yep, they're right there on YouTube waiting for you. And now when I say they're on YouTube, they are actually searching and Googling different things that are related to your industry and the thing that you do for your clients. If you are not making how-to videos and putting them up on YouTube, now it's not like how to buy your product or your service, but it's more like how to do something that's related to the way that you can serve your clients. Because once they search that, they are highly qualified because they're already interested in that topic and they're trying to figure out how to do it. And if you are the person, if you're the instructor, if you are the guide that is showing them how to do it, then in terms of trust, you're right there on top. They're going to trust you, they're going to feel more comfortable with you, and they're going to reach out to you. Now here's the ticket though, where most people actually don't quite get it right. They create the video, but then there's nothing else. They'll say either just go to my website to find out more, but there's no real strong to action. So the missing link that most people are missing, that I want to make sure that you do not miss, is make sure there's some type of training or there's something that will allow them to dive in deeper into that topic with you. So for example, at the end of this video, I'm going to invite you to take a free training that I've put together to help small businesses not just capture their leads, but nurture their audience to help get them to go from an interested prospect to a buying client. So that's my training that I've created. So I recommend for you to have some type of training where it's allowing them to get to know you, really solidify your expertise, how you can continue serving them, and then they can do all that before they even pick up the phone to call you or before they book an appointment with you. Because it's much easier, especially if people need to be warmed up. If you're in an industry where people need to be warmed up a little bit more, then having that training piece is amazing. Now, having a training isn't necessary for everybody. For example, if you're a plumber, they don't need to know whether or not you can do plumbing, right? You need to be that top of mind. You need to have the awareness factor for that audience to say, okay, this is the person that I know, like, and trust. They can come over and help me fix all of my water issues in my house. Okay, so the place number 3 that your audience is hiding and you don't even know it is they're right there on Facebook and Instagram. That's right, they're sitting right there on Facebook and Instagram, but you don't even know it. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because you are not asking questions, you are not starting conversations that helps them identify themselves to you so that you guys can start having those conversations. Okay, what do I mean by this? When you are creating posts, when you are creating stories, Facebook and Instagram have made it really simple to have those engagement questions, whether that's the polls, whether that's the inviting them to actually send you a message. There's so many different ways that Facebook and Instagram have made it really easy to connect with your people. What I invite you to do is think about some different questions and some different types of polls that you can start creating to get people to say, oh yeah, I struggle with that. Oh yeah, that's something that I'm interested in. Yes, I think I want to get more information about that. And it's not, let's say you're a real estate agent. It is not, hey, are you interested in buying or selling a home right now? That's not what I'm talking about when it comes to creating engagement on your stories. What it might be is, do you have any upcoming projects in your home that you need some recommendations for, right? Or, hey, I have a list of my top 10 service providers, including everyone from the best plumber, the best landscaper, the best electrician. Would you like me to send that over to you? And then people are going to say yes. You can have a little poll. Yes, send it over. I've got some projects. Or yes, send it over. I'm sure I'll have something in the near future, even if not right now. Something like that. That's way too long. Obviously, it needs to be shorter than that. And so when people vote on that poll, then it invites you to reach out to them and start that conversation and send it over, whatever you said you're going to send over. But then you can start engaging and having those conversations. That's really the ticket to discovering your people, your future clients on Facebook and Instagram. It's having those conversations so you can truly get to know what's going on in their life, how you can help serve them right now, today, and then it's going to plant the seeds to continue working with them in the future. And something you might be able to do when you're reaching out and having these conversations with people is just simply ask them, hey, would you mind if I actually add your information to keep in touch with you? What's your email address? They're going to give it to you because you've already provided them value. Number 4 is your friends and family that you already know. It's related to number 3, right? With the Facebook and Instagram being right there in front of you. You already got friends and family that you're already connected to. And even though they might not necessarily be your clients, that's okay. Each person has a whole network of people that they're already connected to, that already trust them. But what most people don't actually do is they don't have a strategy, or not even necessarily, what most people aren't doing is proactively asking their friends and family to do different things, whether that's shouting them out, whether that's sharing their information, connecting them with somebody that they think might be interested in being a client of yours. There's so many different things that we can actively ask our friends and family. I know real estate agents are pretty good at this, where they'll ask, hey, the best compliment is a referral. Right? The best way to say thank you is a referral. Or even like for my headshot photography business, whenever our studio creates images for clients, once those clients, they share it on their Facebook page or on Instagram, I specifically ask them to tag Alamon Studio in that photo, because what happens is then all of their friends and family sees these photos and they're like, oh my gosh, those are amazing. Who did your photos? They don't have to ask who did them. Once they hit our website, of course, we've got that chat bot that will get their phone number and email address so that we can have those conversations to help answer any questions they have. And last but not least, number 5 is Facebook groups. Now, most people have not harnessed the power of Facebook groups yet. I'm not talking about you starting your own Facebook group, because that's a lot of upkeep in terms of maintenance and making sure everybody's playing nice and they're following the rules and la-di-la-di-la. What I'm talking about specifically is getting into Facebook groups that already have your target prospects, your ideal clients gathered right in there. So if you're a local service business, all of the different local mom groups, or the local, if you search up your town, for example, Leesburg. If you go in, I'm in Leesburg, Virginia. Well, technically I'm in Sterling right now, but my other studio is in Leesburg, Virginia. So if I look up all of the Leesburg specific Facebook groups, then those are Leesburg focused people. Right? Now, if I wanted to get more specific, which technically I should, I would look up local networking groups, because a networking group is targeted more for business professionals. And because that's the type of clients that I serve, that I would want to make sure that I am more focused on those type of people. Now, what happens? Do I get into Facebook groups and start posting all of my ads and start spamming and start putting my videos in there? And no, okay? The short answer is no, do not do that. So what should you do for Facebook groups? This is the answer. Pretend like you just walked into a huge room. There's 5,000 people in this room. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna start saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Hey, I'm a headshot photographer. I've got a special deal right now. You can get your headshots. No, of course you're not gonna do that. You're going to go in there, you're gonna start providing value. You're gonna connect with them, and you're gonna see how you can help connect people with other people, or give them referrals, or set up a meeting later. You're not necessarily doing business right then and there. It's all about providing value for other people. Same thing in Facebook groups. Get in there, and when people are asking questions, be that person of authority, of knowledge, and share information with them. Something else you can do is you can have 5 to 10 value posts that is not spammy. You are not promoting yourself. You are not asking people to sign up for your special offer, but it's a value that you're putting in these groups. And I'm not saying dump them all at once. Have 5 to 10. If you're in 5 or 6 Facebook groups that have your ideal clients in it, you can pop one in there, wait a few weeks, pop another one in there. And I'm not saying post and ghost. I'm saying put it in there so that you can add value to those people. So for example, if you're a real estate agent and you are in a local Facebook group that has your people in it, you could share, hey, I gathered a list of the 5 summer events that are coming up. Just wanted to share it with you guys because summer's coming up. We want to start making local plans because a lot of us aren't traveling, or whatever, maybe you are traveling. And here's a list of 5 upcoming events that's going to be so much fun for you to plan, any guests that are coming in, or for your family to go to. That's something of value. You didn't say anything about, oh, as a real estate agent, I'm going to serve you by, you're not saying that. You're just putting your stuff in. What naturally and organically happens is people are like, who's this person that just slid right in here and who's sharing these amazing little tips, these events, whatever it is that you shared. They go and they click on your profile, they get to know you, make sure that your Facebook profile is optimized so that when they do click over to you, they can see how they can start that conversation with you and what it is that you actually do. Okay, so make sure that is very evident and very easy to find on your Facebook profile. And you can actually have a link that people can click. That link should be a very good link. Do not send them to a general website. Have a very specific page that you're sending them to. Better yet, if you have that training, make sure you're sending them to that training. It's essentially a funnel, but you're sending them to that training link. That way they can get more information. They are potentially a prospect that is going to now be nurtured, and you can actually reach out to them. So those were the 5 different places that your people are currently hanging out waiting for you to discover them. Speaking of free trainings, I invite you to go over to alamontagency.com where you can sign up for our 30 leads in 30 days training program, where I show you exactly how you can get this all set up on your own. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next week.